I went to pick up my dry cleaning when the clerk locked the door and whispered, "We've already called the police." The deadbolt clicked into place behind me and the sound echoed through the empty store like a gunshot. The clerk, a woman in her 60s with reading glasses hanging from a chain around her neck, stepped back from the door with her hands trembling. I stood there holding my pickup ticket, completely frozen, trying to understand what was happening. I told her I was just here for my suit, and she shook her head slowly without breaking eye contact. She said they'd found what was hidden inside the lining and there was no point in running because officers were already on their way. My legs went weak because I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about. I dropped off a charcoal gray suit 3 days earlier for pressing before a job interview scheduled for the end of the week. The suit was nothing special, something I'd bought off the rack at a department store 2 years ago. There was nothing hidden in any lining because I'd never hidden anything in clothing in my entire life. I told the clerk there had to be some kind of mistake, and she just pointed toward the back of the store where another employee was standing guard next to a garment bag on the counter. He was a younger guy, maybe mid-20s, and he was holding his phone like he was ready to record everything. I walked toward them slowly with my hands visible because something about this situation felt like it could go very wrong very fast. The older clerk followed behind me and told the younger one to show me what they'd found. He unzipped the garment bag and pulled out a suit that was definitely not mine. The fabric was navy blue, not charcoal, and the cut was completely different, but the ticket pinned to the collar had my name on it. I said that wasn't my suit, and they both exchanged a look like I was lying. The younger clerk reached into the jacket's inside pocket and pulled out a small sealed bag containing white powder. He said they discovered it when the seamstress noticed the lining felt wrong during pressing. There were 6 more bags stitched into hidden pockets throughout the jacket and pants. I felt the blood drain from my face because I was standing in a dry cleaner being accused of smuggling drugs through their business. I pulled out my phone and opened my photos, scrolling frantically until I found what I needed. 3 days ago, I'd taken a picture of my suit hanging on the back of my bedroom door right before bringing it in for cleaning. The timestamp showed the exact date and time. I held the screen up to the clerk and told her to look at the color and compare it to what was in that garment bag. The suit in my photo was clearly charcoal gray with a subtle pinstripe. The suit on the counter was solid navy with no pattern at all. Her expression shifted from suspicion to confusion. She asked if I had my original receipt, and I dug through my wallet until I found it. The receipt listed 1 charcoal suit, single press, paid in cash, with a pickup date for today. Someone had switched the garment bags and attached my ticket to their drug delivery. That's when the younger clerk's face changed completely. He stepped back from the counter and started moving toward the back room. The older woman noticed and asked him where he was going. He said he needed to check something in the records, but his voice cracked on the last word. I looked at him more carefully and realized his hands were shaking worse than hers had been. I asked him if he knew something about how that suit got my ticket on it. He didn't answer. He just kept backing away until he bumped into a rack of hanging clothes and knocked several items to the floor. The older clerk's eyes went wide as she put the pieces together. She said his name was Travis, and he'd been working there for 4 months. He was the one who processed my original drop-off. Travis made a break for the back exit, but the older clerk was faster than she looked. She grabbed a garment steamer cord and yanked it tight across the doorway just as he tried to run through. He went down hard, face first, into a pile of plastic-wrapped shirts. Before he could get up, she was standing over him with her phone already dialing. I heard her tell the dispatcher that the situation had changed and they needed to send officers to the back entrance immediately. Travis started screaming that I'd set him up, that I was his supplier, that we were partners. I told him I'd never seen him before in my life, and I had photo evidence proving the suit wasn't mine. He kept screaming anyway, getting more desperate, saying things that didn't make sense about drop schedules and payment arrangements with someone named Keith. The police arrived through both entrances simultaneously. Travis was still on the ground crying and confessing to everything while trying to blame me in the same breath. The officers separated us and took statements. I showed them my phone photos, my receipt, and explained exactly what I'd come in for. One officer ran my information and confirmed I had no criminal record and no connection to any ongoing drug investigations. They searched the back room and found a ledger in Travis's locker listing 8 other customers whose tickets he'd used to move product through the dry cleaner. He'd been running the operation for 3 months, using random customers as unwitting covers. He picked names that matched real drop-offs so the pickup would look legitimate if anyone checked. My interview suit had become his latest delivery vehicle. Travis was arrested on multiple felony drug charges. I got my actual suit back 2 weeks later after it was recovered from a storage unit across town.